Welcome back. Tuesday upon us yet again. Only two, only two TTMs came back this week. One on Saturday and one yesterday. So we're gonna get right into them. Both active NHLers, and then I've got something that's gonna go on after this because this is gonna be kind of a short video. We're gonna start off with the first one coming back after a 65-day turnaround, care of the Chicago Blackhawks, signed one of one. For free, we have Mr. Connor Murphy on the Coyotes card, but still he is now the alternate captain for the Blackhawks, and he's been with Chicago since 2017, so this should be 2016. Yep, 2016-17, so this is his last year with the Coyotes. But 551 games up to the close of last year. 120 points total. Let's see, what else do we got here? A couple of medals in the international, bronze in the World Championships, representing the U.S. in the Czech Republic and Denmark, gold medal in World Junior Championships, and a gold medal in the IIHF World Under-18 Championship. And thank you very much. Still playing, still a lot of time left in his career. Very much appreciate that, Mr. Murphy. And the final one, before we move on to something else, coming back sent on the same day, but coming back 2 days later for 67 days, care of the New Jersey Devils, we have the captain, Nico Hischier. I think that's how he pronounces his name, but we got him. 67-day turnaround. Looks like the Devils are signing. There was a period when you could not get much from active players from the Devils, but it looks like it is back. Let's see, been with the Devils ever since his career started in the NHL in 2017, and is the captain there. That's pretty much it. Still very young in his career, only 24 years of age. A lot of time on the international circuit for Switzerland, and like I say, been helming the Devils for probably, I don't know. I can't remember how long it's been. He was so 2019 to 20, he had the A on his sweater, so obviously the C came later. But that's going to do it for the two TTMs for this week. I'll save on to these because once the recap happens for the live stream, which most likely will be May the 1st with the autograph fisherman John Burgess, I will re-show these if anybody missed them. So stay tuned for something else. Okay, the lighting is a bit crap, but, we actually have sun here, which is weird. This is going to get tacked on at the end of the TTM video because it was rather short, and this is volume 5 of 10 more questions from Neil Collects, link to him down below. And I wanted to film this earlier, but I got kind of bogged down with a bunch of stuff that's going on. But I'm here now, and let's see what we got. Question number 1, and again, all these questions will be down below as well. You can pick 3 famous people to be shipwrecked on an uninhabited island. Who would you pick and why? Now, I know Neil did. Neil had a choice. I think he did some comedy people to keep you entertained. John Burgess and his wife, kind of similar things. His wife Christina went to some Survivor people, which actually is sort of the route I'm going with. If I'm on an uninhabited island and I don't know anything about it, I'm bringing people that I think will know. So I'm going some outdoors people that I've seen over the years. The first, Cody Lundeen, he was on Dual Survival back when it first started. I don't even know if that show is still going on, but he is, he's an outdoor expert, lives out in the desert, I think in Arizona or something like that. Very knowledgeable about a lot of local wildlife, so he could probably help figure it out. 2, Bear Grylls, because in case I need to find a hotel. No, I'm sorry. The show structure is what aside, Bear Grylls does know a good amount and has a lot of practical experience. Granted, Don't drink your own urine, people. No matter what he says, it's not going to help ever. And the final one, just because absolutely legendary survivalist outdoor expert, Sir Ranulph Fiennes. More of the British people will know him than the Americans, but big fan of his. That guy has been through some stuff. Oddly though, bonus, if I could, I'd want a narrator. I'd want the Sir David Attenborough to narrate everything. But that's my 3. Question number 2. If you have tattoos, do you have one you wish you did not get? And if you don't have them, would you consider getting one? Well, I have them. I have 7 of them at the current moment. And no, I do not regret getting any of the 7 that I got. Plain and simple. I know some people regret a choice they made or a location they made, but all of mine are either on my arms or on my leg. For the moment, there's going to be hopefully more coming, but as of right now, no, nothing that I wish I did not get. Number 3, what would you call your own autobiography? Now, this is interesting because that kind of implies that I've done something. Man, this light is just destroying everything, but what can you do? That kind of means I've done something that would be worthy of me having an autobiography. So I got 2 choices. One would be either, well, that happened, referring to the reason why I have an autobiography, or the second one would be buy a coffee instead. Simply because I don't think I'm that interesting, and who knows, I might get some on the humor market, like buy a coffee instead. Why does he say that? And then they'll buy the book and find out why. Number 4, what is the worst nightmare you have ever had? I don't recall a lot of nightmares, although I have heard that you do dream every night. It's just whether or not you remember it. There was one. Years ago, I had a dream. It was the aftermath of the zombie apocalypse, and me and one of my friends had linked up, and we're trying to go around trying to find shelter. We link up with this bigger group, and there's a guy there who's trying to slowly, manipulate me out of the picture and get her away. And it ultimately ends with them on the back of a truck, me getting kneecapped with a 45 by her. Great shot. I've told her this in the past. She had a crack shot in that moment, and leaving me to be overrun by the horde. So that one probably be the worst nightmare I ever had. Because I can't really recall too many others. Number 5. It's a good one. Come closer. What position do you like the best while you're sleeping? That's a problem for me. I tend to sleep on my right side. And the problem is this right shoulder is pretty crappy. So I tend to sleep on the right side, and then when I wake up, my arm is really, really wonky and janky. Number 6, if you see a beggar on the roadside, will you give them money? No, quite frankly, I will not, because living where I live, I have seen all of these street beggars, and I have also seen them get dropped off in a van prior to the day started. I've seen them get positioned all over the city, so with coolers and drinks and food. So no, I don't give them money because, quite frankly, the ones on the roadside, for the most part, don't need it. Number 7, how much money would it take for you to pose naked in front of a camera? Well, let's put it this way. How much money would you, the general public, pay to keep me from doing that? Honestly, probably not much. I have no shame in anything. It is what it is. Number 8, when was your first taste of alcohol? That one, I remember there is a picture of me probably about a year old having a sip off of, I think, a can of regular Coors Original, like in the yellow can back in the 80s. Couple times here and there. College visits, I think probably college visits. So I was about 18 or so when I started looking at different colleges. The football players they would put me with would take me to like different fraternity parties and whatnot. So I think it was during the college visits, probably in the late 90s, that would be the, I guess the true answer to that, the ultimate, that would be the first one I can actually recall. Question number 9. Do you think you could up and relocate to another country? Yes. Yes, I could. Well, I mean, it depends on the country. If it's a country that's not friendly with Americans, probably not. I wouldn't last long. But I could. Basically, they say total immersion is the absolute best way to pick up a language. And unlike here in America, a lot of other countries will teach, the younger kids especially, at least conversational English. I think that's something the United States needs to do, is start pushing more learning of foreign languages. I do know some Spanish, but it's so rusty right now. Like, I understand Spanish a lot better than I can actually speak it, or, and God forbid, write it. But could I up and relocate to another country? Yeah, I absolutely could. Whether or not I'd be successful remains to be seen, but I would have no qualms of going somewhere and, trying something new. And the final question before we get to the bonus question. Well, back to that island, we just realized it has no form of food or nothing at all, only water. Well, at least we got water. We have to turn to cannibalism. Who out of the 3 do you eat first? Sorry, Bear. You're going down. But the good thing about the way he worded that question is it also implies that I cannot be taken down. So Bear goes first because Cody has a lot more practical plant application, and Randolph finds I don't think can be killed. And the skip question, if you skipped any one of those, have you met a famous person, movie, TV star, musician, so forth? Yes, I've met several of them. Several professional athletes, just through various things I've had. Just growing up, I've had encounters with Bill Cowher, because at the time he was coaching the Steelers, his children were going to the same school district that I went to, so we would see him in the area, running the track at the high school, even showing up at practice occasionally. Worked a couple of comic shows here in Rochester, so I met a bunch of different celebrities. I met wrestlers at different signings: George the Animal Steel, Greg the Hammer Valentine, Jimmy Hart. So yeah, I've run across a bunch of famous people. That was a little voice crack. Puberty. I have run across a bunch of different famous people, and for the most part, let me say this. For the most part, I have not had any negative interactions with a celebrity. They've all been really, really cool people. And I think that's a good thing, because you often hear horror stories of people that met somebody they admired and they turned out to be, a turd. But that has not happened for me. So that is going to do it for my 10 questions. Make sure to check out Neil down below. And check out John. Keep an eye on John, because the next TTM stream will be coming soon, probably at the beginning of May. And look forward to seeing some more answers, because there's some thought provokers in this one. So take care, everybody, and hopefully your lighting is better than mine in the next one.